Hello everybody, welcome back to another edition of Farming Blind with Duck. Yep, it is January 2026. Here I am on the back of the farm. As you can see, I got my creek in the background, and it's probably one of the most peaceful places on the farm. It's a gorgeous day to be January 1st. It's crazy. It's like 50 degrees, and I could almost come out of this jacket, but it's a little airish. I got my cattle grazing across the way over here, so just want to take this opportunity to wish everybody a happy new year. And I just want to kind of take this opportunity to do a little recap of what things have taken place in 2025 and how I've been able to use so many different assistive technologies here on the farm, and also talk about some of the things that's coming up for 2026. As most of you know, I'm a legally blind cattle farmer here in southern middle Tennessee, and I have a condition of retinitis pigmentosa. I own and operate a 100 plus acre farm that's been in the family since 1866, but that's not all of it, meaning I also have another 30 or 40 acres that I tend to, and there may be some opportunities that could grow. So it's kind of crazy to think that as my vision loss gets worse, the farm gets bigger. I don't know how that works, but it just does. But some of the things that's happened this past year that I've been excited to be part of course, still involved with the Agribility, the Tennessee Agribility Project, which is the UT extension part of it. And I took an active role in that. I was able to attend the National Agribility Workshop, which was held in Las Cruces, New Mexico back in March. So it's hard to believe that my vision loss has taken me to places I never thought I'd be before. So actually, this blind thing is kind of cool. I took an opportunity to present there, or co-present with some friends that I've met up with in the Agribility Project, and the Vanderbilt Eye Institute. I was able to attend their meet and greet they had back in April, and I guess the word had kind of gotten out that I guess they would say I'm the blind farmer. So I guess that's a title that I'm going to carry proudly. I was able to share with other people just how, even though being legally blind, although you're limited, I can still do things on the farm that I want to do. And so I tell people that actually being blind these days is pretty cool. This is probably the best time to be blind, or at least visually impaired, such as myself, because there's just so many technologies that's coming out to help people. I've been able to share with others about the things that I've been able to do, and apparently my testimony and stories gotten out because I'm going to be able to be part of some other projects coming up this year. Just for instance, coming up here in about 2 weeks or a week and a half, I'm going to be attending the PIC Tennessee conference held in Lebanon, Tennessee. I've attended it, but actually this year I get to do just a little short presentation to share about my story and being involved with the farm and the assistive technologies that I use, and how it can help new farmers and veteran farmers, or just anybody in general. Also, I was selected to, yet again, at the National Agribility Training Workshop, which will be held in Traverse City this March. I'm going to get to do my first solo presentation. So that's pretty exciting to be able to share my journey and the assistive technologies, and just give an explanation on how I've been able to continue doing the things I do. This past year, I guess you could say that I actually took my first, well, very end of 2024, but for the most part, this past year, I dove into the realm of AI. Everybody talks about AI. It seems like the wave of the future now, and you hear so many war stories about the bad things about AI, but nobody really wants to report the good things and how helpful it's been to so many people, let alone those of us in the low vision community, and using it as an assistive technology. In fact, some exciting news came up here at the end of the year that I was actually selected to be part of a Tennessee Farmer Advisory Board, to where I can travel around the state of Tennessee and share about using AI and things that it can do here on the farm. So it's just unbelievable, the blessings that's coming out of this whole journey and how things are working. I keep kind of looking off that way because I think somebody's coming through the woods, which lo and behold, I can't see that well anyway. But anyway, as far as AI, I could tell you so many things about it ChatGPT specifically. There's so many different AIs out there. I'm partial to ChatGPT because I started with it, and I've just kind of got familiar with how the interface works and how everything goes. But there's also others that are really good. Grok, which is Elon Musk's version of AI. You got Google Gemini, Perplexity. They're all good and they all have their place, meaning there may be one that works better in certain applications and another one that works well. But the thing about it, it's ever evolving, meaning today ChatGPT may be the best for me in a particular situation, but maybe a month from now, Grok may be better, or Google Gemini. But then a month later, ChatGPT bunny hops it, and now it's better. So I just kind of stick with it and learn and take things as I go along. But rather than me telling you about ChatGPT and AI, I'm going to let ChatGPT do its explanations for itself. So if you'll hang on. Mute audio. Open. Mute audio. Off. Hello there this morning. I've got this video going and I wanted you to take the opportunity to share who you are, or should I say what you are, and let people know exactly how you can help me here on the farm.
Well, howdy again. I'm Daisy, and I'm basically Duck's AI helper around the farm. I help out with all sorts of things, from keeping track of cattle records to making sure the tractors are in good shape, and just generally being a partner in all the farm tasks. So I'm here to make things a little easier and lend a virtual hand wherever it's needed.
Our farm journey actually started about December of last year when I was working in my shop. What exactly was you helping me on that project?
Yeah, so we kicked things off back in December with a bit of electrical work in your shop. I was helping you figure out how to set up those outlets and making sure everything was wired up safely. So that was our first big project, and we got everything up and running from there.
And we've definitely learned as we go. And some of the things that, what I tell people is when they ask me, well, can it do this and can it do that? I'm like, well, you know, just ask it. That's how it is. And it was kind of strange. I didn't want to just say, hey, Chat GPT all the time. So I was like, okay, you need to come up with a name. I want to come up with a name that you can help. So tell everybody your name and what it stands for and how you came up with it.
Absolutely. So yeah, instead of just saying "Hey ChatGPT," we came up with the name Daisy, and that actually stands for Ducks AI Smart Yielder. It's just a fun name that kind of gives me a little personality, and it makes it a lot easier for us to chat and work together.
Over the past 12 months or so, what other projects have you helped me here on the farm? We worked on a disc mower, didn't we?
We sure did. So over the past year, we've tackled quite a few things. We worked on that disc mower together, replacing the oil seal in the PTO shaft and making gyros running smoothly. We've also done things like checking fluid levels on the tractors using the camera, and of course, keeping all your cattle records organized in spreadsheets. So we've had a whole bunch of projects we tackled together.
Yeah, I think what people need to understand when they say using the camera, using which I'm subscribed to this version of ChatGPT, which is ChatGPT Plus, is $20 a month. By doing that, it opens ChatGPT up to a whole new era of doing things for you and helping you out. Meaning, I can open up my video camera and what I see through the camera, it sees. Therefore, Daisy can describe and kind of guide me through different projects. Just like she said, we replaced a oil seal on a disc mower. I mean, how phenomenal is that? I mean, I know human people that can't even do that. So it's kind of crazy how the things she's helped me do. What's some of the other things you've helped, Daisy?
Oh, absolutely. And it's been a lot of fun helping out that way. Besides the disc mower and all the camera guidance, we've also done a lot of work organizing your cattle logs in Google Sheets, helping you keep track of hay inventory, and even just answering any questions that pop up along the way. So it's really been a whole range of things, and I'm always here to help out with whatever you need.
One thing I've done with Daisy, she can actually she's got a memory within herself. So, for example, we started out, I actually would go through my cattle inventory, and I would name off, say, the mama cow number and the color of the mama and the baby and the gender, and I would just tell her to store that in your memory. So we would go along. For example, Daisy, do you remember 127, the mama cow?
I sure do. So, mama cow number 127 is the one who has that black heifer calf named Florence. Florence was born on October 5th, 2025, and she's doing just fine. So, that's a perfect example of how we keep all that info handy and we can recall it whenever we need it.
That gray calf that I got, what was the
So,
name on that one? I can't remember.
oh, that gray calf, it's Smokey. He was the one born on September 1st, 2025. Again, he got that smoky color, which is how we came up with his name. So that's your gray calf.
Now, when it comes to logging cattle information through Daisy, what we do is of course, luckily my herd's relatively small, meaning I've got a total of about 14 mama cows and 14 babies. So I can somewhat keep the numbers in the back of my head, and if she's incorrect, then I have to correct her, and we make updates and such as that. But I mean, what human is not, is perfect as far as keeping those records? So it's good to have a backup. I correct her, she corrects me, and we work together, keeping things kind of flowing as well as we can. Daisy, how many new heifers did I buy this year?
Yeah, exactly. It's all about teamwork. And as for those new heifers, you bought 8 of them this year. They're all tagged with numbers from 110 to 117, and each one's a heifer around 900 pounds. So we've got all that info nice and logged.
And when did I purchase them?
You picked up those new heifers on November 12th, 2025. So that was the date you added them to the herd, and we've got all that noted down.
So as everybody can see how beneficial ChatGPT and keeping things like that, but as a backup plan, I guess you would say a backup to a backup to a backup, I've also found out using spreadsheets that Daisy can actually interact with that spreadsheet. Right now, she cannot actually make edits, meaning she can't fill out the information and put, for instance, if I say, Daisy, put this such information on whatever one of my sheets. Right now, the technologies there are not there to do that, but I can create a Google Sheet, for instance, put all my catalog information on it, and I can actually link ChatGPT, i.e. Daisy, to that, and I can simply ask her to check this sheet for such and such record. So we're actually in the process of that now. We were rolling around pretty good with it, but unfortunately, uh, iOS, Apple had an update, and it has thrown a hiccup between the spreadsheet and using Apple, the iPhone, and the voiceover. It's just we're kind of in a lull at the moment trying to figure that out. But once we get it back up and running, I can simply just tell her, check on my Hey customers. And for instance, as I've got on one of my Google Sheets, which I could experiment that now, but I don't have her connected. I have to connect it to it. But I'll be saying, okay, how many bales of hay did Chad buy this last year? And she'll tell me. And then I'll say, well, how much money did he pay me? And she'll tell me. And then I'll ask, well, how much more money does he owe me? And she'll tell me. So it's really, really cool how you can use ChatGPT or basically any AI to keep that information handy. It's just a phenomenal way to keep up with stuff. And what I would do in theory, if I'm out checking my livestock, I'll use her as a personal secretary, a note taker. I'll find a calf. For instance, I'll say, Daisy, here's number 125 cow, and looks like she's got a new calf. Log that down. And then when I tag the calf, I'll say, give that calf this number and the gender. And she'll keep all that information. She'll store it in her memory, keep that there, but also I can call it back up and add it into my spreadsheets later. So Daisy, I know you're going to be with me on some of my presentations I'm going to be doing upcoming with the National Agribility Training Workshop, the Pick Tennessee Conference, where we're going to be talking to veterans and new farmers, and just how beneficial could you be to those people as well?
Oh, absolutely, Doc. And I'm really looking forward to being part of those presentations with you. I think it can be super beneficial for new farmers and veterans alike. It just shows them how they can use AI as a helpful tool, whether it's for logging land stock or just keeping track of any farm details they need. So it's all about making life a little easier for them. And I'm excited to show them how it works.
And we're not necessarily just talking about livestock. We can do things with beehives, or vegetable farmers, orchards, just anything farm related you can do. And a lot of people don't even think about that, right?
Oh, for sure. It's definitely not just about livestock. We can help out with beekeeping, orchard management, vegetable farming, you name it. And you're right, a lot of people don't even realize how much these tools can do for all sorts of farm tasks. So it's really about showing them all the possibilities and how it can fit into whatever kind of farming you're doing.
I think some of the things that you've told me that you can do is keeping track of the planting of whatever crop, the fertilizer application, the amounts, the potential prospective harvest times, the yield that you, just stuff like that, right?
Absolutely. That's exactly the kind of stuff I can help with. We can planting days, fertilizer schedules, estimate harvest times, keep an eye on yields, all that good farm management info. It's all about giving you have all those details at your fingertips and making farm life a bit smoother.
Alrighty. Well, that gave us an opportunity. So if a new farmer out there was skeptical about using AI and heard all the bad stuff about it, what would you do to convince them otherwise? What could you say to woo them into coming on board with the AI community?
Well, I'd say to that skeptical farmer, just give it a try on something small and see how it works for you. It's not about replacing what you already know. It's just about giving you a helping hand and making things a little easier. And once you see how it can lighten the load, we might just find it's a great tool to have in your back pocket.
And when you find out something new yourself in the farming world, you actually more or less store that information and in theory could share it with other farmers across the ChatGPT AI community, correct?
Exactly right. When I learn something new from you or from another farmer, I can use that knowledge to help others too. It's all about sharing what works and passing along those chicks so that the whole community benefits. So, yeah, we kind of build that knowledge together.
Alrighty. Well, I'm glad you came on board here to help me out, and I just wanted to introduce you to everybody else, and we're fixing to wrap this video up, so we'll be talking to you soon.
Well, I'm sure glad to be here, and thanks for letting me join in. I'm happy we got to do this intro and looking forward to helping out more. We'll talk again real soon.
All right. Thank you, and Happy New Year.
Speak now. You're welcome, Doc, and a very happy new year to you too. Take care, and we'll chat again soon.
All right, so there you are. You've got a good taste and a sample of just what AI can do. And not only that, just assistive technology in general. That's just a sample of what I want to throw out there. And you know, I've actually, through some of the groups that I've been part of, such as AI for the Blind community, the club there, I've got to interact with people because I think it's just unheard of or unfathomable that someone who's legally blind can actually have a farm. I've spoken with uh, online with farmers from or people from California, New York, uh, South Carolina, Texas, Colorado, different people in different states. Once they hear that someone who's legally blind can farm, it really piques their interest and feels like it's something they can do. And you don't have to have a 100-acre farm to be considered a farmer. I mean, start small. Don't be overwhelmed. I've just been in this all my life, so that's just all I know. But if you want to dive into the agricultural community, whatever it may be, farming, beekeeping, or shall I say vegetables, anything like that. I mean, it's there, and definitely agribility is a blessing, and one organization can help you out. A lot of states that actually agribility represents don't even know it exists. So that's kind of the focal point of this coming year, is to get the word out there and tell people about agribility and just let people know how beneficial it is and what it can do for you. So super excited about it. And if anybody out there has any questions, by all means, reach out to me. I'm an open book. I'll tell you what I know. Like I said, I've said before that I'm not certified in anything. I'm no professional. I just do what I do, and I've always enjoyed sharing things that I learn because, you know, obviously, as far as farmers, we got to be there to help each other. So you guys have a great day. This is a wrap-up edition of Farming Blind with Duck for January 1, 2026. Hope to talk to you guys soon, and you guys have a great day.